Hello guys, welcome to today's video, and today we want to look at one special type of chicken called Inkukhu Makhaya. This is also known as a Roadrunner. Okay, so let's start off the first phase if you want to grow a Roadrunner. So it's very different than growing a broiler in terms that a broiler is commercial. So we haven't seen so much commercial activity happening in our Roadrunner. So this is what you do in most cases is the advisable way if you want to grow a Roadrunner, if you want to venture the commercial way, is to take the eggs and hatch them. So you can have about 50 crates of, let's say 5 crates of 30 eggs. That's a total of 150. Then you go hatch those eggs and you can start from there, from the chicks page. Or if you want, you can just buy the chicks, but there are few individuals or few companies that sell the Roadrunner. So in growing in terms of the feed now, it's different also from the broiler in the sense that a Roadrunner is a scavenger. So it sort of like looks for food here and there, it looks for worms, it looks for ticks in cows and so on. So the best thing that you need to do is to take the approach that you take when you're growing a broiler. So a Roadrunner loves millet. This is what we call inyawuti, pearl millet. So the millet sort of like gives that glow to the Roadrunner. And also there is sorghum, amavele, which the Roadrunner also loves, but not quite as that of the millet. So for the sorghum, what you can do is you can have clumps of isiXhosa, sadza, and you crush these clumps into a fine thick minimum. Then you serve that to the Roadrunner. Also, you can also add the millet there. It sort of like add that balanced diet variety there. Then in terms of the fat now, a Roadrunner has got a low fat content as compared to a broiler. But if you want to increase the fat content, what you can do is you can add in sunflower. You can crush in your sunflower, then add into that diet of the millet or of the sorghum. Or what you can do now is to add maize meal. The problem why the Roadrunner doesn't love maize meal as compared to millet and sorghum is that maize meal, generally between the two other options, has got a high fat content. So you wouldn't want to also supplement with the sunflower and supplement with the maize meal. That would be a problem on your side. You wouldn't want the Roadrunner to be fat or to have a high fat content. So you just add the maize towards the maturity of the Roadrunner. Speaking of the maturity, a Roadrunner, in most cases, if it's fed well, will grow from chick to chicken within a space of 7 to 8 months. So like I said, it now depends on how you feed it. So if you're taking the commercial way, I would say 6 months, you can have your Roadrunner if you want to sell on the market. Then in terms of the water is just the same also with the broiler, in that the Roadrunner also needs clean water. So for the clean water, what you need to do now, so like I said, there is the element of the worms and the bugs that the Roadrunner loves. So you need to undergo a process called deworming. So how you do this now, you take your water and add in pieces of aloe vera. So you just want that juice from the aloe vera, and it cleans the Roadrunner, all the systems. So if you get the fresh water, you get your aloe vera and mix the two and give it. And make sure there's a constant supply of water so that they don't become dehydrated. Okay, for the space, if you want to grow a Roadrunner the commercial way, you need to also take the route the broilers take to have an establishment that sort of keeps the Roadrunner. But in that establishment, don't keep a Roadrunner like the broiler. Don't stuff it up in one room. What you need to do now is, if you're going to create the structure, just create an additional, like a fence by the side, so that the Roadrunner can able to, like the word Roadrunner, so it can able to scavenge around and don't deny its natural capabilities. So that's in terms of the structure. Also get a good fence, good security if you're turning commercial. But in the rural areas, the Roadrunner is just let it scavenge, let it run around, sort of hunt its own food. Let's look at cooking a Roadrunner. Interesting part now. So cooking a Roadrunner, 3 ways. You can fire, the typical fire, gas, or the electrical stove. But if you want to get the succulent taste of a Roadrunner, just use the fire over or using a cast iron pot. It's going to bring that authentic taste of the Roadrunner. So this is what you do. You would cut the Roadrunner into pieces, and when you're cooking Roadrunner, make sure you cook all the pieces combined. Don't cook the pieces separately. When you cook the pieces combined, those pieces sort of like bring out the juices, the flavor, and sort of like stored in that pot in one place. Okay, for the water, just use a medium-sized cup and season with salt, a half teaspoon of salt. Then place on the fire for 2 hours on medium heat. Please don't put on high heat, on medium heat, so that it sort of slowly cooks, before it becomes well done. Then on the stove or on the gas, it is the same process. Put your pieces in a medium-sized pot, season with a half a teaspoon of salt, then also boil on medium heat for 2 hours. Okay, in Zimbabwe, when we're serving a Roadrunner, we serve a Roadrunner in the typical way of isiXhosa or satsa or pap. But the best type of isiXhosa for a Roadrunner is the millet one. Ironically, it's millet, and we're also going to eat millet in the satsa. So the millet now, cook it well done, and also serve with the Roadrunner. Also, what you can do is you can add in other options like semp and beans. You can also add in other options of serving your Roadrunner with a plate of rice. Okay, so in terms of the restaurants, like I said, there are only few restaurants that sell a Roadrunner here in Bulawayo. I don't know where you, please comment where you might find the Roadrunner, where you're watching from. Then in terms of the supermarket, there are only few supermarkets, there is no supermarket that sells a Roadrunner. I hope that will change in the future, because one thing that's for sure is the Roadrunner is very succulent in the taste and it's very healthy. But what we need to do, if you are an entrepreneur or if you want to venture in the Roadrunner business, is you need to have a constant supply of that chicken. Thank you guys for watching. This is Makriza Made Me Cook. Till next time, remember, keep the Ubuntu, keep the love. Peace.